Okay, so here's a bit of help with the question. We're trying to find the gradient of this chord here. So if this point here is x, then the y value will be 2x minus x squared. And then we say, let's just move a little bit along in the x direction. So let's call that x plus h. So the y value, well, it's this, but instead of x, it's going to be x plus h. So it's 2 lots of x plus h minus x plus h squared. So I'm just going to sort out that bit. So I've got 2x plus 2h, that's that bracket expanded. X plus h squared, if I gridded that out, would give me x squared. I'd get a couple of xh's and I'd get an h squared. Sorry, the light's a bit dodgy. But it's minus that. So I've got to make sure I might multiply all of that by minus 1. So that's minus x squared minus 2xh minus h squared. So that's the full coordinate of that point there. So the gradient, we do y2 minus y1. So if I do this, take away this, can you see I'm going to get a 2x, take away a 2x. So they'll cancel out. And also I've got a minus x squared, take away a minus x squared, which is the same as adding an x squared. So those two terms will cancel out. So my gradient, my numerator will be 2h minus 2xh minus h squared. So that's y2 minus y1 gives me that. And then on the denominator we've got x2 minus x1, which just gives me h. Okay, so in getting this, I've just done that, take away that to get my numerator, and that, take away that to get my denominator. And then there's the really neat trick. We say, okay, that gradient, that straight line, isn't the same as the gradient of the curve, but if I move this point closer and closer and closer, so I say, okay, what happens as I make h really small, move it closer to 0, what happens? Well, the first thing we note is that h isn't 0, so I can divide everything by h. So I cancel out the h there, one of those h's and that h there. So I get 2 minus 2x minus h. But as h gets really, really, really small, so small that it's almost 0, that becomes so small that it's barely worth bothering about. So we're left with that. So the limit of the gradient as h gets close to 0 is that. So that is the formula for the gradient of this curve here. So we call that dy by dx. And that's what we're going to pick up with on Wednesday. Let me know if you're still confused. It is tricky. It's new on the syllabus as well, so it is tricky.